Alright, so you're here because you've never played Minecraft before, or it's been a while since you've played and need a refresher on how to move around and how the basics of Minecraft work. So I'm going to just load up a new world and I'm going to put it as creative, peaceful, and leave the rest of, put show coordinates on, and leave the rest of it like that. Let's load it up. As you can see here, I'm in this basic world. It's basic blocks. There's a few bits and pieces around, like there's a cow over here. You can see there's some plants and some trees, and it is a little bit choppy because it is still loading up. So, and my computer is not that quick. So this is just a very basic Minecraft world. What I'm going to go through in this video is various keyboard shortcuts and how to move around. So on the left here, you can see that I've got the first 4 keyboard shortcuts. Let's start from the top. We've got WSAD, which moves us forwards, backwards, left, and right. The next one we've got, well, actually, let's go through a little bit of movement around. So as I'm moving forwards, I've got to actually move the mouse around to, move the mouse to look. As I go forward, whichever way, there's a crosshairs pointing in the middle of the screen. Whichever way those crosshairs are pointing is the direction I'm going to go in. So at the moment, I'm just holding down the W key and moving around using the mouse. So it can be a little bit tricky to start with if you've never played these kind of games before. So what my suggestion would be to you guys is to pause the video, get into Minecraft Education Edition, or whichever version of Minecraft that you're going to be using. In this case, if you're watching this video, chances are it's going to be the Education Edition. And so have a go. So pause the video, have a go, just get used to moving around and just do a little bit of forwards, backwards, left, right, and move around and see how you go. You can walk up to blocks, and if you keep walking into them, you will jump over them. So pause the video here and get used to moving around in Minecraft if you feel the need to. If not, we'll continue on in a moment. Okay, next up I have space, which with a single press will make me jump. So I can move and jump at the same time, move forward and jumping like so. If you think you need to practice that, pause and practice jumping around. Next up, we've got space times 2 to start flying, and that's pressing spacebar twice, and that will get you into flying mode. Now, flying mode is a little bit tricky, and my suggestion would be master moving around on the ground before you attempt to flying. I'll give you a lesson on flying later on in this video. Next up is the E key, which is inventory. If you press that, it will bring up, if you're in creative mode, it'll bring up all the blocks that are, or all the items that are available for you in Minecraft. So this is every single thing that we can access in Minecraft. So this is the inventory. Down the bottom here is your particular inventory to use. So if I grab an iron shovel here and drag and drop it on that one, you can see that it now appears in the boxes down the bottom. And in order to move through those, you can use your mouse wheel, or if you're on a laptop, use 2 fingers and slide around. And I have a shovel which I can use to make a path. After that is the C key, which is the code builder, and this is where we're going to be doing a lot of our programming in. So if I open up this, we can see that we've got our code builder. What yours will probably look like is this to start with, where you get to choose between Tinker or Microsoft MakeCode. If you are in my class, you'll use the Microsoft MakeCode. Alright, closing that off because we'll look at programming in another video. Next is shift, which sneaks around. You can see holding that down, it makes us move slower than if we were to not use shift. Alright, so that is a little bit of the options that we've got down the side here. Let's talk about some that are not in the, or not listed here. So one of the things that you're going to need to do quite a bit is bring up the chat window. And there's two ways to do this. I can either use the return or enter key, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC. They're both the same key, and that will bring up our chat window here. Or I can use T. Both of them get you the same option here. Let's look at a quick example on what we would use the chat window for. So I'm going to go into my code builder and load this up. You can see I've already got some projects there. If you have never used the Education Edition of Minecraft before and never done any coding, you won't have this here. So I'm going to just do a new project. Here we go. And the first thing it's going to do, it's going to load up into blocks, but we actually want to switch to JavaScript. Now, I'm going to just type in some code here. Agent.move, actually, agent.teleport to player. That's what we want. And I'm going to change this to teleport. Alright, so what we've got here is this player.onChat function here. And we'll explain what functions are later. But for the moment, what you need to know is that when you see player.onChat, we've got teleport here. So in between these quotation marks, whatever is between the quotation marks, what we type into the chat window to make whatever code we've got between these two curly braces here run. And we can check our code by pressing the run button down the bottom here. So by clicking that one, it will turn red, and if everything's good, it will put us back out into our world here. So if I now open up the chat window and type in teleport, you can see that my agent teleports to my position. So I could move well over here, and if we turn around, the agent's over there. Again, type in teleport, and he teleports to my position. So just as a reminder, whatever is between these quotation marks is what you type into our chat window down here. Now, you do not put the quotation marks there. Alright, one thing you've got to remember is that if you are writing code, you can only have one instance of this word here. So you can't have multiple on chat with teleport in it. The reason for this is it will confuse the computer on what code you're actually trying to run. You've got to remember, we're telling the world's most dumbest thing, a computer, how to do something. So don't get it confused by having two lots of code with the same command. Alright, next up is the escape key. And what this will do, we'll exit out of code builder, or if we're in chat commands, we'll also exit out of that. Pressing it in our world will get us back to here where we can save and exit and leave the game, or leave our world. We've also got settings here and a few other bits and pieces. Settings is just, when it loads up, pretty much the same as what we used to set up the world. So make sure when you are finished at the end of a lesson, don't forget to save and exit and log off. Otherwise, the next person's going to come along and play your game and mess things up for you. Okay, the last little thing. I mentioned a couple of minutes ago that I would give you a flying lesson, so here it is. Pressing space twice will get me into flying mode. Now, you'll see that on the left here, some of the commands have changed. So we can still move forwards, backwards, left and right, but if we point up and move forwards, we're still just moving forwards. In order to fly up, we've got to hold down the space key, and if we want to fly down, we hold down the shift key, and this will make our character move up and down. If we want to stop flying, we can press space twice, and that will stop us flying. So if you think you're ready to start flying around, give it a go after this video, because that brings us to the end of this introductory video. If you've got any feedback or comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more videos on programming, Minecraft Education Edition, mathematics, physics, and a variety of more topics. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.